Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Giulietta Masina was an acclaimed Italian actress, best known for her deeply expressive performances in the films of her husband, legendary director Federico Fellini. Born on February 22, 1921, in San Giorgio di Piano, near Bologna, Italy, Masina became one of the most distinctive and beloved figures in Italian cinema, celebrated for her ability to blend innocence, strength, and profound emotional depth in her portrayals. Early life and career. Masina was raised in a cultured family that valued music and literature. She studied literature and philosophy at the University of Rome, where she also began performing in student plays and on radio broadcasts. Her early radio work led her to meet Fellini in 1942, when he was a young scriptwriter. The two married in 1943, beginning one of the most famous artistic and personal partnerships in film history. Collaboration with Federico Fellini. Masina's film career truly took off under Fellini's direction. She became his muse, embodying many of the director's most human and poetic visions. Her breakthrough role came with La Strada, 1954, in which she played Gelsomina, a naive, tragic clown-like girl sold to a brutish circus strongman, Anthony Quinn. Her performance, both fragile and deeply soulful, earned her international acclaim and helped the film win the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. She followed that triumph with another unforgettable role in Knights of Cabiria, 1957, portraying Cabiria, a resilient but heartbroken Roman prostitute searching for love and dignity. Masina's performance, filled with pathos and humor, won her the Best Actress award at the Cannes Film Festival. Many critics regard it as one of the greatest performances in world cinema. Later work and style. Masina's expressive face and ability to communicate profound emotion with minimal dialogue drew comparisons to silent film legends like Charlie Chaplin. Her characters often represented the moral and emotional conscience of Fellini's universe, figures of purity amid corruption and disillusionment. In Juliet of the Spirits, 1965, she played a middle-aged woman undergoing a spiritual and emotional awakening after her husband's infidelity. The film, Fellini's first in color, offered Masina a complex and introspective role, blending surrealism with feminist themes. After a period of relative quiet, the couple reunited professionally for Ginger and Fred, 1986, where Masina and Marcello Mastroianni portrayed aging television performers forced into a nostalgic reunion. The film was a poignant meditation on aging, fame, and love, mirroring the Masina-Fellini partnership itself. Personal life and legacy. Masina and Fellini shared a close, enduring bond that lasted over 50 years, despite personal hardships, including the loss of their infant son. Her off-screen personality was said to be gentle, introspective, and deeply loyal to her husband and craft. Giulietta Masina passed away on March 23, 1994, just a few months after Fellini's death. Her legacy endures as one of cinema's most touching and poetic performers. Critics often describe her as the female Chaplin for her ability to express humor and heartbreak with equal grace. Today, Giulietta Masina is remembered not only as Fellini's muse but also as a towering actress in her own right, an artist who brought humanity, tenderness, and emotional truth to every frame she inhabited. Giulietta Masina's life and career were a testament to emotional honesty, artistry, and collaboration. Though often associated with the shadow of her famous husband Federico Fellini, Masina carved her own indelible identity in cinema. Her presence on screen was so magnetic and sincere that she came to embody the soul of post-war Italian neorealism, where truth, empathy, and vulnerability mattered more than glamour or artifice. early career and rise to fame. Before her film success, Masina had already established herself as a popular radio actress in the early 1940s. Her warm, expressive voice and natural charm made her a favorite among listeners. It was through one of these radio programs, Terzilio, that she first collaborated with Fellini, who wrote scripts for the show. Their creative chemistry quickly evolved into romance, and the two married in 1943, in the midst of World War II. Masina made her film debut in Without Pity, 1948. Directed by Alberto Latuada and co-written by Fellini, she played a young woman caught in a relationship with an African-American soldier in post-war Italy, a bold subject for the time. Her subtle, humane performance hinted at the emotional depth she would later bring to her iconic roles. Artistic peak and international recognition. Masina's collaboration with Fellini reached its peak during the 1950s and 1960s, a golden period for Italian cinema. La Strada, 1954, was her first major international success. As Gelsomina, she crafted a character that was both tragic and transcendent, embodying innocence and suffering with heartbreaking authenticity. The film's universal themes of cruelty, compassion, and redemption made it a classic, and Masina's performance became one of the most celebrated in film history. Il Bidon, 1955, followed, where she played a more subdued role but continued to demonstrate her deep empathy for marginalized characters. Nights of Cabiria, 1957, marked perhaps her greatest triumph. Masina's Cabiria is simultaneously comic and tragic, a woman bruised by life but never defeated by it. Her expressive face, capable of shifting from radiant joy to quiet despair in an instant, gave the film its soul. The movie won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, and Masina herself won the Best Actress Award at Cannes. Her next major role, Juliet of the Spirits, 1965, was a turning point, playing a middle-aged woman confronting infidelity and her own suppressed desires. Masina explored more complex psychological territory. The film was visually extravagant but emotionally intimate, showcasing Masina's ability to convey spiritual awakening and vulnerability in a surreal environment. Later career and personal challenges. In the 1970s, Masina acted less frequently. She appeared in The High Life, La Dolce Vita della Signora Mara, 1960, and several stage plays but preferred to focus on selective, meaningful projects. Her screen appearances became rarer as she and Fellini aged, but their creative connection remained strong. In Ginger and Fred, 1986, Masina reunited with Fellini and actor Marcello Mastroianni in a bittersweet story about two aging television performers. Her portrayal of Amelia, a once glamorous dancer now facing the decline of her career, was a gentle reflection of time, memory, and dignity. Critics praised her for the warmth and melancholy she brought to the role, which echoed her own life and artistic journey. Personal life and legacy. Masina and Fellini endured many hardships, including the tragic loss of their newborn son, Pier Federico, just weeks after his birth. The couple never had other children, but their marriage remained a powerful creative and emotional partnership. They were known for their mutual respect and quiet devotion, he the visionary dreamer, she the compassionate soul who grounded his imagination. Giulietta Masina passed away on March 23, 1994, in Rome, just 5 months after Fellini's death. The timing of their passing, so close together, deepened the poetic quality of their shared life. Legacy. Masina's legacy continues to influence generations of filmmakers and actors. Her style, rooted in simplicity, sincerity, and humanism, contrasted sharply with the glamour of Hollywood's golden age. She demonstrated that true cinematic power could come from emotional truth rather than physical beauty or artifice. Critics often describe her as the female counterpart to Charlie Chaplin, not just for her expressive face and physical grace but for her ability to evoke laughter and tears simultaneously. Like Chaplin's Little Tramp, her characters, Gelsomina and Cabiria especially, remain timeless symbols of endurance and innocence in a harsh world. Her films are still studied in film schools worldwide, and retrospectives of her work regularly appear at major film festivals. Through her collaborations with Fellini, Giulietta Masina helped define an era of poetic, soulful cinema that continues to inspire storytellers today. Early artistic influences and formation. Before she became a film icon, Giulietta Masina was drawn to the performing arts through literature, music, and theater. Her education in philosophy and letters at the University of Rome gave her a refined understanding of human psychology, which later became one of her strengths as an actress. While studying, she participated in university theater productions, where her expressive nature and innate ability to connect emotionally with audiences were quickly noticed. After graduation, she began working in radio dramas, a major entertainment medium in wartime Italy. Her radio success showcased her warm, distinctive voice and intuitive sense of timing. Her collaboration with Fellini began when he wrote scripts for the radio serial, Terzilio, where Masina played a humorous, endearing character named Polina. The character's mix of innocence and wit would become a prototype for many of Masina's later film roles. It was in this creative partnership that the seeds of their lifelong collaboration were planted. Partnership with Federico Fellini. Masina and Fellini's marriage, which began in 1943, was not only a romantic union but also a merging of two artistic souls. Fellini often said that Masina was his moral compass, and her emotional intelligence grounded many of his visionary ideas. Fellini's films were filled with surreal imagery, symbolism, and philosophical introspection, but it was Masina who gave those dreams a heartbeat. Through her performances, she made his poetic worlds tangible and human. Critics often remark that she represented the emotional truth in Fellini's often chaotic cinematic universe. Her roles in his films, Gelsomina, Cabiria, and Juliet, are now considered archetypes of the modern cinematic heroine, vulnerable yet resilient, naive yet perceptive, tragic yet radiant with dignity. Acting style and technique. Giulietta Masina's acting style was unlike that of most of her contemporaries. In an era when Italian cinema often celebrated sensuality and melodrama, Masina's performances were understated, internal, and intensely expressive. Expressive minimalism. She relied on subtle gestures, her eyes, a trembling smile, a small nod, to convey complex emotions. Her performances were rarely theatrical, they were deeply human. Psychological depth. Masina approached each character with empathy and moral curiosity. She sought to understand their pain, their hopes, and their contradictions. Spiritual sensitivity. Many of her roles carried a metaphysical dimension. Her characters were not simply women facing hardship, they were embodiments of grace, endurance, and the search for meaning. Fellini once remarked, "Giulietta doesn't play characters, she becomes them. She gives them her soul." Selected filmography and roles. Though Masina's filmography was relatively small, each role she chose was meaningful and distinctive. Some of her most important works include Without Pity, 1948, her first film role, playing a compassionate woman caught in the tensions of post-war Italy. The White Sheik, 1952, a supporting role in Fellini's early comedy, where she portrayed a newlywed learning the painful realities of love and illusion. La Strada, 1954, the role that made her world famous. Gelsomina, with her clownish innocence and heartbreak, became one of cinema's most enduring figures. Il Bidun, 1955, a smaller but poignant part, again displaying her ability to express quiet suffering. Knights of Cabiria, 1957, her masterpiece. Cabiria is a woman betrayed by men but never broken by life. The final scene, where she smiles through tears, remains one of the most iconic moments in film history. Juliet of the Spirits, 1965, a surreal, feminist exploration of self-discovery, where Masina portrayed a woman awakening from the illusions of her marriage. Ginger and Fred, 1986, a late-career gem. Masina reunited with Mastroianni as aging dancers reflecting on lost dreams and time's passage. Influence and legacy. Masina's influence extended far beyond her own generation. Modern actresses such as Giulietta's countrywoman Monica Vitti, Marion Cotillard, and Sally Hawkins have cited her as an inspiration for her authenticity and emotional courage. Her performances helped redefine the role of women in cinema, not as passive beauties or symbols, but as complex human beings capable.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.